Okay, so the Thompson is back with the 75 horsepower electromatic shift. We've got some, the owner was complaining about losing power and actually stalling at wide open throttle, or as he was actually accelerating with the choke fully open. He also said that as he was squeezing the primer bulb, it would start to rev up and increase in RPM. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to look at cleaning the carburetor, probably rebuilding the fuel pump, and just also maybe getting into the distributor just to clean the points up and give it kind of a full tune-up in that respect. So I think we can solve this problem and get this thing running top notch. So stay tuned for that and keep watching. So this is part 2 and hopefully the conclusion of this series. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. There she is, got the carburetor off. I just got to get her apart and get her cleaned up. Get her back together. Yeah. All the crud back here, I have no idea what that is. Looks like sand. Oh no, a lot of gunky crap back here. Anyway, definitely needs cleaned up though. Alright, that's part of it. I don't want to put a clean carburetor on and put this fuel pump, run it without cleaning the fuel pump, because if I don't clean it, then all the gunk in the fuel pump probably will end up back in the carburetor. There's the fuel pump. Okay, I've got the carburetor off and the fuel pump. And I mean, I guess what the owner told me is that he did rebuild these carburetors, and the only thing he didn't do is, I mean, he soaked them for a couple of hours in the carb cleaner, but they never, cleaned out all the jets and the ports, with air. So that's probably the problem. You've always got to blow these out. You got to, what I do is I soak them, at least 2-3 hours, maybe even overnight, depending. This is probably gonna be an overnight job. It looks pretty dirty. And then I spray them out with carb cleaner, all the orifices out with carb cleaner, get all the gunk parts cleaner out, and then use air to pressurize everything out. Sometimes I'll even use a bread tie wire to get in there for the small orifices and clean them all out. So anyway, that's what we're going to start with. Get this apart and then get it put in our parts cleaner. So that's where we're at. So stand by. Okay, first thing I see when I got this apart. Something look wrong to you on that? Now, I didn't adjust that at all, and now it's in the right orientation. I was just a little confused why it flipped all the way over, but that's supposed to be parallel to the body, and that is nowhere near parallel. Okay, so that's the first thing I noticed. That float is not set properly. So we'll clean it, we'll adjust it, and I think we'll get this thing running properly. Number two is it's dirty. We'll take out all the jets if we can find. I don't know about these holes, if you can see those. They're kind of small, but we got some Welsh plugs here. Some big Welsh plugs here. Those should probably be removed, and then the opening's clean, but I don't know if I can get to them from this side. Yeah, I can. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 holes on each side of the carburetor. I think you can see that. Down inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 holes on each side. So I don't probably have to take these off. As long as I clean them out with a wire, I think I'll be good. The gasket material looks good. Like I said, this was just a part not too long ago. But in order for me to soak this, I'm going to have to get these off of here without tearing them if I want to reuse them. That might be a trick. Hey, look at that. That's definitely reusable. And no tears, no holes, no rips. Okay. I'm going to take the float off. That's got to get adjusted right. That's just completely wrong. Yeah, there it is. There's the spring. And it hits this little armature and it turns it to open the butterflies. You can see that as this thing, that spring expands, it turns them butterflies open. It looks actually pretty clean in there. Maybe I'm not going to mess with this. Maybe just needed an adjustment. Yeah, that looks actually pretty darn clean. Diaphragm works. Whole thing could just go right into the soak, just the way it is. This, we have a couple of high-speed jets here. These are fixed. There's washers on these. These look pretty new. So maybe I'm going to grind that down just a little more. Take off the hair off each side. I want to deface those jets. Now look at that. I just blew through that jet and I got on the tip of my finger, I got some crap out of it. Right there at the tip of my finger. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see here. You see that nice big booger or something? Looks like a piece of rust or something. That would definitely block it. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Well, that's enough to... That. Holy moly. Don't mind my dirty hands, but look at the crap that's on that idle mixture screw. Oh boy. I need to buy new packing material for the idle circuit because this isn't coming out, and if it does come out, I'll probably be destroying it. Yeah, it has another plastic washer. It's the plastic washer, and then it has this fibrous packing material, and then another plastic washer sandwiching those fiber washers in there. So this is all got to come out. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with that, but okay, what I decided to do is just pour the contents of both cans into this bucket and allow that to soak overnight. So here we are. So I've got this, they should be nice and clean by now. They're two different products, but I think they're compatible, so I just decided to mix the two cans together and thought this would be a little more efficient. So, all right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull these out of here. I'm going to spray them down with a carb cleaner, and then I'm going to blow them out with compressed air. didn't notice that before, but there's definitely one plug here, but nothing here. That can maybe create problems. I don't know. Okay, I decided to pop one of these off, and there is another jet under there, so I took that off. I can pull the jet out of there. Yeah, it'll come out. Oh, it's a Venturi tube. Oh, okay, I'm glad I did this. The holes look okay, but I definitely want to clean that. So I'll stick these parts in here. Got a little rubber. Yeah, okay. Do the same for this side. I'm glad I decided to take those off because I think that was important. It needs to be clean. I wouldn't have noticed probably that little cap being missing. So we'll have to get that cap ordered. This is part of the Venturi though, for sure. Look at the black gunk on that. It's not plugged, but certainly wouldn't hurt to clean that up. No bushing, no rubber bushing on each side. You can see these holes. I'm just going to ream them out with this wire on each side, so you may not be able to see it. And there's actually not 5 holes, but 7, because there's 2 back there that I didn't see. maybe we'll start working on this. All right. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that diaphragm looks a little stretched. Yeah, I think that's too stretched. We're gonna have to get a new diaphragm for that. Yeah, look at that. It's all stretched out. All right. Yep. Another spring here. Another cap. Spring and a cap. So I'll put that in here. That's the small spring that goes on the lid. Large spring goes inside. Yeah, but that is really stretched out. Okay. It's got a O-ring. Filter. A little bit of gas. Won't hurt anything. The check valve towards the nipple is face down, the spring down. The one on the left is going to be face up. So face up, I mean like this. Just so we get that straight. We don't want to have any mix-ups there. It's got a little rubber washer in here too that's got to come out. Okay. Okay, I hope you got that in the shot. I'm going to soak the body of this. I'm going to put this back into with the screws. That way at least it's disassembling, but not completely. Leave them loose. Now I can submerge the whole thing. I don't see any more rubber parts. Okay. Time to pull the fuel pump out of the parts cleaner here. Let's see what we got. Okay, on the reassembly, I haven't done a whole lot yet. I just forgot to turn my camera on. But I've already put the seat in. The seat has a little nylon washer behind it, so I put that in. You need to tighten it down, just snug. And snug. Again, there's a little nylon washer. Looks like a packing, almost like a nylon packing washer like that, but bigger. Anyway, it went behind that. Now the float. This is where the float adjustment comes in. I already know this was way out of adjustment. Okay, so I'm going to bend this because you can see it's kind of on a downward angle here. I'm going to bend it up, straighten it more or less. I'm going to put the needle back in it. That should not flip all the way over either, but it does. Now I can set it down in there. Yeah, it's getting better. Yeah, it's a whole lot better than it was. It's a little leaning that way, so I could probably torque it a little bit this way. Yeah, that's better. Okay. It still drops a little far for my taste. I think this back tab here is bent out too much. It needs to come in a little bit. That might do it. And these are new needles, and this is a new needle in seat and float from the first attempt that the owners tried to do this themselves, and I don't think they knew that you had to adjust this float properly. But live and learn. Because if this is not properly adjusted, you'll have running problems for sure from the start. That looks a whole lot better. Now, I just don't want it to drop so far that it touches the bottom of the barrel or the bottom of the float chamber. You don't want it touching that. Okay. I think that's pretty good. If I look at that just from this direction, it's easier to see. Still might be touching it. Might be just still a little bit too low. I'm going to go with a conservative approach, and I'm going to bend that in a little more. That looks a little better to me. Okay. Yeah, I like that a whole lot better. These are the idle adjusters, the bushings. I've got to get the packing material that go in here, so I'm waiting on that for to order it. Also, I'm waiting for the O-rings that go in here. The old ones were starting to deteriorate, and so that's on order. Yeah, this sits right over top of this, but it needs that O-ring. So I'm just going to set these in here loosely.